What's up, guys? It's Arleman. So today I'm going to be doing a quick recording for Nioh, the intro tutorial, as well as a couple hints on the first island. I'm playing on the PC, but this applies to the PS4 and PS5 versions. This video is mainly for one of my friends, Chris, who is having a hard time getting through the game. So I figured I would use this not only to help him, but for anyone else who is interested in starting the game but is having some problems. Nioh is one of my favorite games. There's just so much to do, so much build variety, great end game, but enough of that. So when you start the game, you do start in the Tower of London. You have to escape the cell. You see this guard walking back and forth. Now, as long as you don't escape, he does not do anything. He's just going to path back and forth. So since I've been talking a little bit, what I want to do is make sure that he passes by the cell before I break open this wall. As you can see, my guardian spirit Sersha is telling me, hey, you need to go over here. Now, if you break the wall when he is in the vicinity, or anytime the wall is broken, he will immediately aggro onto you, and you want to avoid that. So he does path quite a ways. So we're going to let him pass in front. And as he turns around and comes back, we'll go ahead and make our escape. You can take this guy on with fists, although it's not advised. Alright, so you see right there, he's going to look around. He's going to turn back. Alright, once he's out of sight, okay. We want to break through this wall, grab this, and then we want to get out away from him. Now in this room, you'll have your first chest. Have a couple pieces of equipment, so we want to go ahead and put that on. Bastard sword. We actually got a pair of boots too, so we'll put those boots on. Okay, when you start the tutorial, you do not have weapon stances. You do not have high, mid, or low stance, but you got a weapon. So we are going to pull our weapon, and this is not in the tutorial until later, but R3 on your controller. Oh, well, there we go, my controller. And you can block with L1. As you can see, this guy has a stamina bar. Every time he attacks, the green bar does go down. But he's your first enemy, so he's not really hard. Just remember, you can block with L1. Okay, and he does give you the dungeon key. Now, before you move on, take the time to open all of these cells. Not all of them will have stuff, but one will have Amrita.
I guess yourself was your only savior.
Okay, there's nothing else in that back room where we got the sword. Not really much there. Alright, we're going to use the dungeon key to escape the dungeon. Now, the thing with Nioh is that it's not like a game like Ghost of Tsushima where you can hop in and take on 12 guys at once. At some point, you'll be able to handle larger groups, but in the beginning, you are basically naked and fairly defenseless with a really bad weapon. Also, make sure you're looking around corners. We've got a fun hat, and a little bit better stats on the sword. So we got some chest armor now. Okay. This is pretty linear. Okay, so we see this guy over here. And we see somebody in the distance. He sees us. So we're going to... Alright, we see a guy over there. He will range attack you, so you really want to dash at him so that he doesn't get a chance to fire his crossbow. And as he's trying to get for his sword, you can just shotgun on him and then he's down. Alright, next chamber. It's really important in Nioh to utilize your corners and your camera to see what's ahead of you. See, there's two guys here. We really don't want to take them both at the same time. You can, but the results generally will not be in your favor. So we are going to get our boy over here. Come on. Alright, he's down. We got Boyo over here. You do not have the backstab ability yet, so you can't stealth assassinate guys, but you can kind of catch them with their pants down. Remember R3 to lock on. Remember, you have a stamina bar as well, so if you overcommit, you will no longer have the ability to dodge or block. Alright, got some pants. Okay, there we go. So far so good, going swimmingly. Yes, the game is very dark. I've got HDR on. Alright. Until you get very, very familiar with the locations, you really don't want to charge ahead into anything. So we see that this continues up. Let's see what's up here. Alright, so this is the next area. Before we go up there, we're going to go and handle this floor first. We have our first shrine. And these act like your save points. Okay, so that is if I die, I will restart here instead of back in the cell. Okay, looking around the corner. We got Boyo over there. We got another one in the other room. Let's see, I don't think... Okay, we do have some stones, so actually I'm going to put medicine there. Stones there. So stones are useful for getting an enemy's attention when you have enemies that are grouped up and don't seem to separate with patrol. Let's see. Our patroller seems to be taking his own sweet time, which means if I try going in there, I'm probably going to get his attention and his buddies. I think he's probably walking around the perimeter. Alright, we'll just give him a minute. Yep, here he comes. I see him now. He's heading that way, so we're just going to use the rock. Make sure you target enemies before you use your rock. Oh, nope. The other one... You can actually aggro both at the same time, as you just saw that I just did. Okay. Not terribly difficult, but not exactly the best thing to do. Alright, so... Thought I equipped it. Hang on. Yeah, alright. Use the spear. Okay, so in this room... We've got a treasure chest. Okay. We've got a battle axe. Alright. Axes are always fun. Okay. Nothing else in this particular area. This door is currently locked. This will be a shortcut later on. Okay, now we may proceed to go up. Be very aware that whenever you go to a shrine, if you pray to it, it will reset all of the enemies that have died. So sometimes you have to make that decision when you want to allocate your stats. Alright, so next area here. I don't see anybody in here. There is a chest, though. Okay, more medicine. Got our axe. Okay.
There's only a limited amount of Amrita we can extract from this country, Kelly.
Indeed, the pirates have served their purpose.
The death of the leader of Japan will spark a war, and a wonderful opportunity to acquire more Amrita.
Once tomorrow's execution takes place, we will get our hands on a compass that will lead us to that Amrita.
With enough Amrita, we could subdue Spain, perhaps even the world.
The day when England reigns supreme is near.
But our beloved queen thinks of Amrita as nothing more than gold or gemstones.
We must find them before our nation's rivals do.
Edward Kelly, you will go to Japan. It seems it would be to our advantage to keep the wars alive. We cannot gain Amrita if blood does not flow.
Hey! Who are you?
Ah, such noise.
Okay. So that guy is kind of a scripted thing. Just be aware that he can and will hit you if you do not get out of the way fast enough. Alright, let's put on our silly hat. Yay, silly hat. Careful here, you can drop down. Now, in the event you come up here first, you can do a dropping attack on the spearman that is below. But, of course, if you are not attacking anything below, you will take fall damage, so don't do that. Alright, so moving on. Also be aware you can use dodge to go through boxes. Alright, so now we have a full set of Tower Guard armor. No set bonus. Alright, moving on. Alright, so now we're going to start going down. And around. This one keeps going down too. Alright. I believe this is a shortcut. Okay, this takes us outside, so let's do the floor above first. It's been a hot minute since I've done this, so I'm just reorienting myself. Okay. So on this floor, we've got a guard there. Okay, this is one of our shortcuts. It's just him. Alright. Like any Souls-like game, the short in this gives us a shortcut right back to our shrine. But we're not going to need that because we're good players. Alright, so shortcut is unlocked. So that way, if we do die, we can immediately come down here and go outside of the tower. Alright. They've actually made this a little easier because there used to be guys... There's a guy there, but there used to be guys in the windows that would shoot you. Alright, so we got 3 guys here. I don't have any rocks left. So... we're going to see if we can peel one of these guys off. Or at the very least take one of them out very quickly. Okay, he's actually going to be coming around here. Hey, buddy. Alright. Tweedledum over here didn't sense him. We're going to take him out too. Okay. Alright, we got some yellow boots. Let's get rid of upgrade. Don't forget to use your lock on. Oh, he clipped me. Alright, so I think I'll be okay for right now. Alright, so let's see. Any difference in gloves? The gloves I'm wearing now are actually better. Battle axe is 82. We're going to keep that. We'll keep the bastard sword on hand. Yeah, we'll try the bastard sword. It's a little faster than the axe. Alright. So now once we're outside, situational awareness in these games are very important, and it's a skill that you'll gain the more you play. You'll kind of get in the groove as far as what things to expect. Alright, so we got two guys here. Actually, I think I'm going to go for the axe. Oh, nope. So this guy's using a bow. Once they transition to bow, he's not gonna put it away and chase me, but you can line of sight him. He can't fire. However, alright. Okay, so both of these guys are down now. Let me get another chest. Let's see if this axe is any better than what we got. This is 82, so this is 89. That's better. Better attack. Alright. Don't forget to look around, too. Especially in dark areas, boxes and things won't glow until you're in vicinity, so take the time to look around. Okay, so here, it's fairly straightforward. Got one guy here. Spearman. Okay, so this is kind of where people make a mistake and they get discouraged. Here you see this path to the left, and then you see the path down. The path down is the one that you want to go to. If you go here, this is actually a side entrance, but it's a side entrance that's guarded by two armored knights. These knights will eat you alive. Not a good... I mean, if you want to challenge yourself, you can, but they are not... You don't have to kill them, and I'm going to show you why. First of all, there's all it's going to do is just let you get closer to a shortcut. Alright. I don't have backstab, but as you can see, if you're silent, most guys won't even know you. Okay. Now, out here, there's going to be one guy there. More armored guys there. Here he comes. Spear guy. Spear guys don't do too well in enclosed areas. Alright. Okay, now he's done. This is also another trap. If I remember correctly, I think there is a chest down here somewhere. No? Okay. I guess my memory's faulty. Okay. Ah, that's right. Got a body here.
Looks like I might be able to escape from the top of that tower. How can I get up there?
Okay. So this way, you see that metal knight there? You don't want to go there. This is another do not pass. What you want to do is you want to come up here. We're going to open this door here. And voila, we have another safe spot. And this is the door. It's being guarded by those two knights. So that's all it would do, is that it would just let you in a different way. Completely unnecessary. So since we're here, this is where you want to save, because we're going to be going up against the boss soon. Alright, so we go down here, and some loot to get.
Using monsters like that to fight wars. Guess they got no more use for us. His body just split in two. Oh God! You wanted to kill me from the start. Striking when the opponent is down and helpless. That's what they're trying to do to all of us who fought for Queen and country.
Alright, we're getting close to the end of the tutorial. As you can see, there are plenty of challenges, but a lot of them are superfluous. They're nice if you want to like tackle other stronger things, but they aren't really necessary. Now, for this part here, you do not necessarily have to fight the knight. Knights are very strong, and you also have a bowman over there. You can actually ignore this entire thing, but for brevity's sake, we're gonna tangle with Mr. Knight here, because he's by himself. As you can see, he has very high armor. These are why you really don't want to fight these guys if you can avoid them, unless you're really comfortable. You see how much of my stamina he took off with that swing? And my health. Yeah. This is why fighting knights is not a good idea. Especially from the beginning, but that's okay, because we start right back at where we left off. So yeah, knights suck. But he's kind of pissed me off, so he's going to die now. We're just going to bait his attack. Come on. Alright. They are not easy characters to fight. They do give you armor. However, be aware it is a very, very, very heavy suit. As you can see here, my equipment weight goes up significantly. Praise the sun! We'll just leave that there. But yeah, you can actually get their armor as well, but they are very challenging. And it's actually completely unnecessary to fight them. If you actually keep going up the stairs... Get some goodies here. See that guy down there? Whenever you... Make sure you lock on before you do a drop attack, because you can shuffle your way one side and then lose them. So this is the room where we fought the knight, so we just went up, got the loot, and then fell down, killing this guy without having to engage him directly. Alright. We're going to continue going up. Alright, and here we have the boss. This is the first boss. This guy you have to be very careful with, because he can kill you. He is much more dangerous. Wait for him to charge, and that will give you the opening that you need. Whenever he swings, he'll do a 3-hit combo like that. Told you, it's been a hot minute since I've played. But that's okay. Knowing what we know about where to go, we don't have to engage with any of this shenanigans. We don't have to fight the knight again. All we gotta do is go up top. See our guy over here. Oh yes, I will take your goodies. Now, if I remember correctly, it's a little easier to deal with him with the sword because it doesn't deplete stamina quite as much. It does make the fight longer, but your survivability is a lot better. But the easiest way is just to keep him targeted. Remember, when he attacks, he's going to do 3 hits, or if he charges, 1, 2, 3. Oof. So don't get greedy with him. 3 hits. He'll do 3. Just kind of bait him. 1, 2, 3. Get out of the way. Come on, big boy. 1, 2, 3. Remember, every time he blocks, it does take away your stamina, so if you stay too close to him, he will do the 3-hit combo. It's much safer to do that. Have him bait out his attacks. Okay.
It's you. The man with the guardian spirit.
Praise the sun.
If I die, the secret of the stones dies with me.
Let me show you what these stones can do. Behold. It's time for your execution.
So the same stuff applies. Let him charge. Get in for 3. Get out of the way. He can grab you. As you can see. And if he charges you, it hurts real bad. When he does that, you do have a little bit of, now that he's going to drop, it's going to prompt you to use secret spirit weapon. Don't even have to beat him, you got to get him halfway. But you have to activate spirit weapon. If you don't, the fight will continue.
Quite a feat. So this spell shall guide me to the kingdom of gold.
Alright, and now the game begins proper.
not unenjoyable. During 2 years' voyage, the Helloff was lost. The trow sank, while the hope vanished without a trace. The good news of the Blighter boatshap was nothing but lies. Only Leifta remained. An ironic twist. For what awaited us in the Far East wasn't love. It was monsters and death.
Congratulations, you now have the basic rudimentary skills to begin the actual game. So for brevity, I'm going to be skipping the various weapons tutorials, but if you're a new player, I completely recommend that you do those tutorials to get yourself familiar with them. Let's see. We'll start with Yodachi. And as far as your guardian spirit, it doesn't really, you'll get all of these throughout the course of the game, but whatever weapon you choose, it's always easier to choose one with an attribute bonus that is the same as the skill bonus of the weapon. Now it'll tell you here to begin a tutorial mission. Sorry, if you're new to the game, definitely play it. For brevity, I'm just going to skip it. It will actually prompt you, do you want to do this? Alright, so we make landfall. Alright. So if you're unfamiliar with Souls-like games, there are two components to truly understand. The first is your souls, or in this case, Amrita. It is the source of your experience. It's how you power yourself up. The second is the bonfire mechanic, or the save point, or in Nioh's case, the shrine mechanic. So to illustrate, anytime you kill an enemy, or you can see these little golden orbs floating around, these will give you Amrita. Alright, as you can see in the bottom right hand side, I now have 50. Oh, which gave me a weapon too. You will also find spirit stones across the game. These can be used as items. And spirit stones are crystallized Amrita. Generally, you don't want to use them early on. You want to kind of hold on to them, because if you're in a bad situation and you lose all your Amrita, this is a quick way to get some back, or to get you to the next EXP threshold. Alright, so the Amrita is what's used to increase your levels. The trick with these games is that if you die, your Amrita will drop to the ground, and you have to get back to your body, to reclaim it. If you die before you reclaim it, it is lost forever. So I will illustrate this for you. Alright. So right now we got 150 Amrita. If I want to spend it, I would go to the shrine. And it is my save point, but it's also how I would allocate. So I now have 250. If I would want to level up, I need 250 to go up a level. Once you do this, the Amrita is deducted from your pool, and you get that permanent increase to the stats. However, the choice comes in about whether or not you want to go back to a shrine and have all of the enemies that you've cleared respawn, and you have to fight fight through it again, or hope that you have a shortcut. For example, in this area, you see we have the shrine here, right? If I move forward in the game, my first goal would be to unlock this shortcut. Alright, you see here, this ladder. If I'm able to progress through the game to unlock this shortcut and drop this ladder, I can go back to the shrine, spend my XP, have all the enemies respawn, but I don't have to go back through the enemies. I can just take the shortcut back to further in the level's progress. So let me go ahead and equip the weapon that I have. You don't get to keep any of your stuff from the tower. Alright. So we're going to let this first guy kill us so I can illustrate what it's like. Hi, friend. Okay. As you see, our guardian spirit drops. So what you have to do is, you see my Amrita is now 0. You need to get to your guardian spirit and pick it back up. If you die before then it's gone forever. All you got to do is touch the grave. Ooh. Would be helpful if I actually equipped the weapon, huh? That almost ended badly. Alright, so something that's not taught to you in the tutorial are the various weapon stances. As you can see in the wheel in the bottom right hand side of the screen, alright, you have high stance, which allows for very heavy, slow attacks. Very powerful, but as you can see, the stamina cost is very high. You have mid stance, which is a good balance between speed and stamina consumption. And as you can see with this, I have big sweeping arcs, which are really good at handling multiple enemies. Now, still be aware that your consumption of your stamina is going to be higher because this is a two-handed weapon. Lower stance, however, is very fast, much less stamina consumption. But every weapon has 3 different stances, and you have various moves that are available in each stance. On controller, it's just holding the R1 button and hitting the face buttons. As you can see here, they're now illustrated. You can actually put your weapon away because there are some moves that can only be executed from a weapon that is sheathed. Alright, and you can equip 2 weapons, 2 melee weapons and 2 ranged weapons. Which, as you can see here, these would be the melee weapons and these would be the ranged weapons, but I don't have any. Alright, so with that said, we're going to go forward. And I'm going to illustrate some other features too that are really important. So these graves that you see here, these are the graves of players that have died. When you play in online mode, somebody played and got gibbed here. As you can see here, this was Haru. He was level 5, he was cut down by an outlaw, and it shows you the equipment that he had, that he was wearing, and the quality level of the equipment. So he's got dual swords that were common, he's got uncommon helm, gloves, and pants, common boots, and common chest piece. Early on in the game, these are important to fight, but just be aware that sometimes they can be more challenging than the enemies themselves. This is kind of the game's indirect PvP. And you can lose your Amrita with these guys just like anybody else. So, of course, this guy's level 5, so he is going to kill me. Trying to take him on at level 1, but just like regular enemies, when you get killed, your grave is here, so you can get your Amrita back. So before we take him on, we're going to handle our boyo here. Whew. Okay, so we've got some Amrita. I'm not going to heal yet. Got a little bit of Amrita. Let's go back to the shrine. And we're going to level up. So, since my weapon is going to be based on strength, my strength is already 7. I would actually like... Let's see, and it tells you here, carrying capacity, stamina also increases a little bit of life. So we're just going to give myself a little bit of stamina. Let's check our weapons, too. All I have is the Odachi. Okay, I actually have a skill point. So... there are skills for every one of the weapons in the game, as well as ninja magic and Nioh magic. Alright. So, since I'm using the Odachi, first thing I want to do is grapple. And I have 3 more points. And you can actually play a little video. Alright. So we're going to try and take on this clown again. So he's out of key. Alright. Now I got his gear. Okay, so he's got Mangu Helm, Foot Shoulders Do, Kote. Alright. So you'll notice he also gives you a currency called Glory. That's going to be useful later on, but the reason why you want to kill these phantoms of other players is they have a chance to drop Ochiko Cups. And Ochiko Cups, really Waffle Lady level 1, Ochiko Cups are what you use to summon other players into your game. You gotta be real careful with your... There we go. Now, anytime you have NPCs or phantoms where the character name is in red, that is basically an NPC. A developer's ghost, as it were. Sometimes they can drop really good equipment. Just be aware that these phantoms can never drop Ochiko Cups. Alright. Do we see this guy there? Now I don't have backstab. Backstab would make this much easier. Also, if you hit a character, if you hit somebody right as they die, you actually can dismember them. It kind of took that guy's head off. Come on, buddy. Just took his off too. Alright. These little guys are, they're called Kodama. You have many of them scattered throughout every level. There will be pieces of equipment with a skill called Kodama Sense that allows them to show up on your minimap as little green dots. Very helpful because they will actually give you permanent buffs in that stage, such as more XP from kills, higher chance for elixirs to drop, higher chance of equipment to drop, things like that. So they are very, very important. Alright, moving forward. Got this guy here. Guys with spears you got to be really careful of because of the amount of range they have. They are very easy to get around, though. You can even get an ability called Enemy Sense. As you can see in the mini-map, it only has that little white dot that shows you the general direction of your objective. You do get certain mods, certain stat lines on your equipment. Okay, that... So I need skill required 6 here to get all of those stats. So this is actually not going to be effective for me. Alright. Okay, I don't think he gave me... He gave me a standard sword. Alright. So you can switch between weapons depending on your situation. So we've got a standard one-handed katana here. I'm going to use another Bloody Grave. This guy is a spear. Okay, so he dropped an Ochiko. The Ochiko is the currency that you need to summon players into your game. Multiplayer takes two forms. One is direct summoning, and that happens at a shrine. That is basically, you can either have a friend join you if you set a password, a network password. Otherwise, it's just open, which means anyone can join your game to help you out. The true co-op actually takes place in the main map where you will select the stage. You basically have a lobby that you join with your friend, and you'll select the stages from there. Alright, not a huge fan of this because I'm not built for this, so go ahead. Here comes another Zipangu. This is another... So two more things, and then I'll bring this video to a close. This game, if it's going to troll you, if you're expecting a troll, you're going to get trolled. So you see these two guys over here, right? Not so. You always got to look around. See this guy? If you would have gone forward to those, this guy would have come out and taken your head off. But now that I have his attention... See? Alright, why are you guys giving me... This guy didn't drop a bow. It gave me the tutorial for the bow, but no bow dropped. Because that makes sense. Or did I miss it? I don't think I missed it. There wasn't anything here to loot. Interesting. Or maybe... No, I don't have a ranged weapon accessible yet. Ranged weapons in this game are disgusting. If you get a headshot, it is an instant kill. If you headshot a boss or an elite, it will stagger them. And very useful. Though since I do not have such nice things, this is going to bring both of them, but whatever. Don't have time for this, so we're just going to spirit weapon. As you gain Amrita, the gauge in the upper left will fill. When it is glowing, you will be able to get a weapon. There are certain talents and certain gear lines that will extend that and or make it more powerful. But for the life of me, I do not know where my bow is. I thought I think it would have given you a bow by now. Anyway, regardless. Alright, so we're going to move forward. So the path splits here. We can either go up to the house on the hill, which will be your ultimate objective for the first half of the stage, or we can head backwards and try to unlock the shortcut. So we are going to unlock shortcut. Remember, R3 lock-on is your friend. But situational awareness is a big thing in this game. Until you are more familiar with where enemies are. Okay, so we see this guy walking down there, and you can see the guy topside with a bow. Ouch. Usually I would have had a bow by now, which would have been sufficient to snipe the guy topside. But you see there's a guy down there as well. We are actually going to circumvent these guys and go around this corner. They didn't see me. Also, enemies like to hide in tall grass. You can actually use your lock-on to identify potential threats as well. Okay. Which I can illustrate here. So, do you see the body in the grass? I do. Do your lock on? Bam, shows up. Since he doesn't see us... Oh, nope, now he does. Anytime an enemy is on the ground, if you have the death blow skill, you can hit Y for a killing blow. Alright, so here is the ladder that we talked about in the beginning. Knock it down. Alright. So now, we're back at the beginning. We have the shrine accessible, and we have a way to get back to where we were without having to fight through all of those enemies. Alright, so it says the ability to receive Kodama Blessing has been unlocked. So from here, you would go to Kodama Blessing. And as you can see, we only have one, but we're going to go ahead and select the Warrior's Blessing, but as you can see how many Kodama there are to collect in this part of the map. So all of these Kodama are not in this actual stage. They are throughout the various stages in this part of the world map. But you can switch this anytime. Very helpful as a new player to get increasing the elixir drop rate, because elixirs will, they're your healing. Now that you have an Ochiko Cup, you would go to Summon Visitor. and that you would make an offering for the Ochoko Cup to have somebody join you. Now, when somebody joins you in multiplayer, the Ochoko Cup is consumed. If the player dies or you die, they are removed from your game, and you would have to start back as normal. So collecting a stockpile of Ochoko Cups is very useful if you don't have people to play with regularly. This will at least allow you to have players from the community assist you with difficult fights, etc. Just be aware that when you do multiplayer, the enemies are scaled according to how many players are in the fight. There is also kind of a hard cap on the level. Higher level players do get synced down a little bit, but you are still very powerful if you are significantly out leveling your friend. Alright. If you have any DLC, boons is where you would find them. Likewise, if you have a lot of any equipment that you don't want to use early on, you can actually do what is called an offering, and this just allows you to make an offering to the shrine. Actually, I don't want to. Alright, now that those have been offered, I have more Amrita, so now I can level up some more. Okay, and as you can see here in the bottom left, you have what your level is, how much Amrita you have, and how much Amrita you need for your next level. Every level, the amount of Amrita you need for the next level goes up significantly. So just be aware. So those are basically the fundamentals of starting Nioh. Just be aware that the game rewards the patient player. If you are an impatient gamer or expect to blast through the content, you are going to have a bad time. You're going to die repeatedly, you will not enjoy yourself, and you really won't get to see just how much this game has to offer. And it really is a thing of beauty. Once you really dive into it, the game is massive. There are so many build varieties. It's just a masterpiece of a game, and Nioh 2 is even better. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful. Chris, I hope this gets you through your tough spots. Until next time, Arleman out. Take care.